So let's spotlight that. There's the gate. It's beautiful. I think I'm doing all the things I'm meant to be doing.
Looks perfect.
Look at that, lovely. Recording live on Facebook. So if anyone doesn't know, we'll be lighting little candles in a little while. So if you would like to have a candle to hold up if you're on Zoom with us, that'd be lovely, but you don't have to have one. Otherwise, we'll just lead you along. Jennifer will be leading us along from the gates. So you just have to relax and be here. And if we all mute ourselves as well, that would be lovely. And there are various points where we can unmute ourselves. And I will let you know when that is, and you can choose whether you want to unmute or not. So there you go. So enjoy the vigil, everyone. Natalie is just showing us around the gates. These are the Crossbones gates in Red Cross Way. And that is the, what's that thing called? I've forgotten.
It's the pyramid.
It's the pyramid.
The shard.
Yes, the shard. That's the word. My brain. That's the shard. So there we go. So enjoy, everyone.
Jackie,
yeah. Oh, hello. There we go.
Spirits of the dead, spirits of the living, kindred, welcome. Welcome everybody, both at the live vigil and through Natalie's phone at the Zoom vigil as well, which is being led by Jackie B at the same time. We have got people from all over the world here. So for some, hello Rob, it's already tomorrow. So where you're going to have to stretch your mind during this vigil, prepare to stretch your mind just with that. Somewhere it's already tomorrow and it's with us now. Can you tell me the number of vigil? The number?
No.
Okay. Welcome to the 200 and something very big. Might be 233rd if John Constable is to be believed. Vigil every single consecutive month for 19 and a half years. Nearly we're in our 20th year of standing here at the gates and doing three simple things. We honour the outcasts. reclaim the Goose's secret history. Now, when we say we reclaim the Goose's secret history, that is an awful lot of reclamation. Please feel free to stand closer so I'm not having to project quite so much and we can talk a little bit more intimately. Thank you. We've come here every month, every single month for the last 20 years. We've done a lot more work here, magical work, and in the world as activists to save what is behind the gates. What is behind the gates is Crossbones graveyard. There are approximately 15,000 souls still buried there, protected against development, and hopefully protected against any development of the garden as a heritage theme park. If you'd like to join in with being an activist to help Crossbones flourish healthily, please come and talk to one of us later. So there are 15,000 souls still buried in Crossbones graveyard. We reclaim them. These are our ancestors. These are our beloved dead. There were 15,000 other souls that have been disappeared at the time of the building of the electricity substation. Crossbones used to be a lot bigger. Those people are gone. Those bones have vanished into who knows where. But we reclaim them as well. We reclaim the Winchester geese, who for 500 or 600 years in this medieval liberty of the clink, where the Bishop of Winchester, the church, was the landlord, and the landlord licensed the women to work in the brothels to ply their prostitute trade. They were legalized, but when they died, they were denied a Christian burial. It is believed that they were thrown into this unconsecrated graveyard. And there is no record of it ever being consecrated. So the people who were buried by the church for the last 200 years of its life were possibly also put into an unconsecrated graveyard. We're kind of proud of that. We don't want this place consecrated. It doesn't need the church's consecration. It is made holy. This land is made sacred by the very fact that our ancestors are buried here. All this reclamation that we make while we stand here, we reclaim those people. We reclaim our ancestors. But we don't only reclaim the outcast dead, because one of the things that we do here is we practice radical acceptance. Even if we can only do it for this little hour once a month, we reclaim everybody. We reclaim the bishops of Winchester, who, however wicked they were still people. While we are here, we are one with all of the rest of humanity, however bad, however much they are our outcasts, as some of us are other people's outcasts. We reclaim all that. We reclaim the outcast that's inside us, things that we don't like to acknowledge, that's too vile to even admit that that's what we are. We reclaim that. We don't have to like it much, but what we do is we honor it. And by honoring it, we make it part of our own selves, and thus we become more whole. Not perfect, but just whole. Just as we are, with our broken wings and our broken hearts, very often our broken minds, we reclaim it all. This is us. This is me. Each of you can say, this is me. I am whole. I come here to reclaim. We reclaim our own spirit. But like the goose says in the Southwark Mystery, the spirit is yearning for consummation. Our spirit longs for us. Like we long for wholeness, our spirit longs for us. We stand here, lots of us tonight. What an amazing group of people. I don't know if we've got enough ribbons for you all. But we stand here not as a disparate group of people, but as one unified consciousness in an act of mutual honouring, peace and forgiveness. If it rains too much, we're going to go and scuttle down there under the rail couch. But while we can stand here in nature and happily be here together, we're going to stand here in front of the gates. Because when we are at the gates, at this liminal space, it is neither one thing or the other. It's not inside, it's not outside, but it joins the two together. And the space here is thin. And especially at this time, at this portal to Samhain, this portal to Samhain Vigil, we make ourselves aware that the veil between the worlds is very, very thin. Between eternity and time, between the dead, the living, those yet to be, we are here all together, and you're very, very welcome.
First part of the vigil, the first ritual that we will do. The first part that we will do, the first ritual, will be opening the pathways. Maxine, do you mind holding the candle up? We will have a minute's silence, and in that time, any sounds, sensations, sights, smells, they may come and go. We won't be holding on to them. We concentrate on the candle. Allow it to create a shining emptiness on which nothing can attach. I will start the silence with the ring of the bell, and I will end it with the ring of the bell.
Madam Jennifer. This is a new Madam Jennifer, and this is Maxine.
Hello.
I am so pleased to say that two wonderful witchy women, have stepped forward to help as part of the magical collective that runs the vigil. If anybody else feels like they would like to step forward and be part of the MC, the magical collective, you can be a master of ceremonies, you can be a mistress of ceremonies, or you can be a right madam of ceremonies, and you will still qualify. Thank you, ladies. The next part of the vigil is the act of binding and loosing, which is where we hang our ribbons on the gates. But as I said at the beginning, this is the portal to Samhain. So it's a very particular vigil that we're holding tonight. Oh, I completely forgot to hang on. When we first started attending Crossbones, we came once a year to the Halloween of Crossbones, which was held on Halloween, Samhain. And we would ritually reenact the teaching that the goose brought to John Constable Crow. And then we would process from where we were performing the ritual to here. Each of us would spend the evening attached with a big ribbon like this, which had the name of a person who was thought to be buried actually on Crossbones graveyard. So if ever you're looking at any of these ribbons and you see a thicker ribbon with a date of the 1700s or the 1800s, that person is either buried in Crossbones or in another churchyard that was under the jurisdiction of St Saviour and St Mary Overy, which, as you know, is now Southwark Cathedral. So we would spend the evening with the ribbon tied to our arm like this. No, you tie it to me, please, dear. And we would spend the evening, we were spirits incarnate, and the person that we had attached to us was the spirit excarnate. So we danced together all evening, and then we would process from where we'd done our ritual to here, and we would let the spirits go by tying their ribbons on the gates, and we would call out their names. Since we've been doing the vigil every single month, we have also sometimes done 123 ribbons, whereby we called out the names of those people as we were hanging our ribbons on the gates. Those 123 people and ribbons haven't been done this year, which is why I am wearing one symbolic ribbon for one very particular person. His name is Nenad Verkar, and he's a very dear friend of Crossbones, the man for whom today is tomorrow. Tomorrow is today. He's in Australia. He's at the end of the telephone. And this is his dear friend. Rob in Australia went through a very serious operation earlier on this year. And when he came out, he tried to contact his friend Nenad, only to be told that Nenad had passed away the day before.
It's 7 o'clock,
So
but I'll be over in Dover, so I'll go straight to
Nenad
work.
is symbolic of all the names of all the people who are not, we're not tying their ribbons for this year. We do, however, always give out ribbons. If you haven't brought your own ribbon, please feel free to take one of these. We only ever make multiples of 23, so there are 46. I think you might be more than 46. So if you've got your own that you would like to hang on the gates, please feel free to do so.
You have a pair of scissors. You have
I
scissors.
do not have scissors, I'm afraid.
No worries.
I have most everything else, but not scissors.
Yeah, and I've got more ribbon. Well, bring some blender.
Now, the other special thing, of course, because it is the portal to Samhain, and Samhain is a very ancient ritual that was carried out by our ancestors in deepest history, where their new year was at this time of the year, because they knew, like we have forgotten, that things start in the dark. And so at this time at the beginning of the darkness was their new year. They would give out presents to each other. And so I'm looking for somebody. I'm going to pick on you, madam. This lady is going to walk around because we have got presents for you. There are, again, only 46, but they are a gift from the goose and the crow. This is your Samhain gift. And if you look on the other side of the feather, you will find your gift. They are for you to keep, or to hang on the gates, or to give to somebody else, or to throw back in the bag so somebody else can have a go. As you wish. So please feel free to partake of the Crossbones Samhain gift for you.
You have not got a ribbon and would like one.
And we're making more over here. So come and grab one.
That's 3.
Ribbons, scissors, ribbons.
What we do when we're making our act of binding and loosing, we simply tie our ribbons on the gates. We do it to what we call the echo prayer, which is not really a prayer. It's more like a statement of what we're doing. And we repeat that echo. We call it an echo prayer because the people who know it will repeat it. And you will hear words that you will like to also repeat. So feel free to echo it back. We'll be saying it 5 times in all. I think actually, if one of you MCs take that lady's job so she can partake, and then you can keep going round through the crowd, and we can start doing the act of binding and loosing. As we hang our ribbons on the gates, we very often hang a wish, because what we're doing, we're tying ourselves to the gates, and then we're walking away. We free ourselves, we reclaim, and we let go. So you put in whatever energy you want to put in into your ribbon. If you can't think of what you want to do, we always suggest that as you tie your ribbon on, think of the thing that you would love most of all, and then give it to your worst enemy. So this is what we say. We say, here lay your hearts, your flowers.
Here lay your hearts, your flowers, your book of hours, your
thumbs,
fingers, your thumbs, your miss you mums.
Here hang your hopes,
Here hang your hopes,
your
your
might have
dreams, your might have beens, your locks, your keys, your mysteries.
here your heart,
Here lay your hearts, your flowers, your book of hours, your fingers, your thumbs, your miss you mums. Here hang your hopes, your dreams, your might have beens, your locks, your keys, your mysteries. Here lay your hearts, your flowers, your book of hours, your fingers, your thumbs, your miss you mums.
Your miss you mums.
Here hang your hopes, your dreams, your might have beens, your locks, your keys, your mysteries. Here lay your hearts, your flowers,
Your flowers.
your book of hours,
Book of
your
hours.
fingers, your thumbs,
Thumbs.
your
Mums.
mums.
Here
Here
lay
lay
your
your
hopes,
hopes, your
your
dreams,
dreams. Your
your
mighty
might
beings,
have beens, your
your
locks, your
your
keys,
your
your
mysteries.
mysteries. Here lay your
Here lay your
hearts,
Here lay
your
your
flowers,
Your
your
book
book
of
of
hours.
hours, your fingers, your
Fingers.
thumbs,
Thumbs.
You'll miss
your
you, mum.
miss you mums.
Mums.
Here
And your
your
hopes.
hopes, your
your
dreams, your
your
might
dreams,
have beens,
your mighty
Your
beings,
your
locks.
locks,
your
your
locks,
keys,
Your mysteries.
your mysteries.
here lay your hearts,
Here lay your
Here lay your
hearts, your
heart,
flowers,
Your flowers.
your book of
Your book of
hours,
hours.
your fingers, your
Your
thumbs,
thumbs.
your miss you
Miss you, mum.
mums. Here hang your
Here hang your
hopes,
hopes.
your
your
dreams,
dreams,
your might
your
have beens, your locks,
Your
your
locks.
keys,
Your keys.
your
your
mysteries.
on your hopes,
Your might have been. Your love.
your keys,
Your mystery. Here where the bones are crossed be hallowed ground. Here, let the names that were lost be found. Shut out in days of old the outcast dead. Here, bring them in from the cold to be watered and fed. Here, let the ties that bind against forgetfulness, like candles, build shrines in the wilderness. I can't actually remember who's running the next bit. Sacred offerings.
that's everybody.
That's everybody. The next bit of the vigil, I'm just going to do it because I'm just on a roll now. The next bit of the vigil is called the sacred offerings. This is when the MC steps back and offers the space for whoever wants to step forward to say a word or two about how they feel about Crossbones, to recite anything, a poem of their own. Please note, it is not an open mic. What we do is we offer this space for a short offering that has something to do with Crossbones according to the offerer's life. So we always start and close with goose words. But before we actually start, I'd like to kind of get an approximation of who would like to offer something. So a quick hands up if anybody wants to step forward. I can see one here. I can see one here. 2 people, 3, 4 people. So we'll start with a goose offering. Consenting adults, read the sign, dear. You want something else, you've no business here. Although you never know what you might find. You say Southwark's just a place. I say she's a state of mind. Who wants to be first?
I'll go first.
Natalie's going to be first. Oh, guys.
Hi, I'm Natalie. I just wanted to remember someone. At the weekend, I went to visit my best friend and we were celebrating her life. It was 5 years cancer-free, her 40th birthday. It was a big celebration. And at the very moment we were about to start that party, one of their best friends was cruelly snatched from this world in a car accident, leaving behind 2 young children. She lived in Jamaica. Her husband worked for the World Health Organization, and she just flew back to Washington to do a few days' work. And bam. And I just want us to remember this moment, like everybody in here, that life gets cruelly taken away at any one moment, and we never know, you know, when that may be. And we just need to hold on to the people that are here, as well as holding on to the people that are gone. And it's just to remember Annette, you know, within us and everybody else that we're going here.
Viva Annette. Viva. Viva Annette. Thank you, Natalie. I would like to remind you that although this is sacred, it's also profane. So if anybody feels like clapping.
I was going to read a poem, but I just want to talk about a dear, dear friend of mine, Scott Ambler. He was a very naughty man, and we were dance partners together, professional dancers in the West End, and we partnered each other very, very intimately. He was wild. He taught me how to be sexy as a woman, even though he was gay. And his body started to fail him recently, and he decided to take his life because he couldn't be as free as he always wanted to be. So could we give a big roar for Scott Ambler after 3? 1, 2, 3.
Oh!
Okay, yeah. Okay, well, you don't have to be stuck with only one thing. Maxine's going to pop back. I'm going to pop in now. Rob, this is for you. Rob's friend, Nenad, was a street person. He was a proper outsider. He was also the kindest, cleverest, nicest man you could ever wish to meet. He was a dear friend to Rob, and he, like all of our beloved dead, will be sorely missed. But we'll remember him with this poem, what he wrote. I'm just getting a light up so that I can see. This was written by Nenad Berkar a year before he died in 2022. It's called I'm No Longer Invisible. I think he dedicated it to Rob. To reassure all those who claim I'm predictable, I've decided to become invisible. And I went to the night bar. And there, behind the microphone, she was standing all alone. My people, that woman cheered joyfully. We've embraced new century. And it wasn't all about her beautiful physique. Elle est fantastique. And in her singing voice, she promised new and better choice. I closed my eyes and my mind, floated through path of crimson dew, and she's attached herself to me and whispered, nothing is forever. Let's dream together. I haven't been predictable since, and I'm not even invisible anymore. For such a thing, I must be strong. For such a thing, I must be bold. Viva Nenad Berkar. Another voice, please. Here we are. Yes. You're going to offer us your song.
Yeah.
And please feel free to invite volunteers for afterwards when you do that thing. Okay. Okay.
I'm going to introduce a group of ladies who call themselves heathen harlots. So I'm just a guest there. We have actually a small ritual, which was too long to be incorporated here, but we're going to perform it afterwards. And we're now just going to sing the song, which is part of that ritual afterwards. So heathen harlots will introduce themselves. So we're using runes and a song which you will recognize very quickly. This is an oath ring and this is our staff. So we're going to stick our oath rings in there. And we will intone runes which form the word slut. Okay. So
Don't miss your heart. Healing your dreams, your nights have been. Your loves, your dreams, your mystery. Your book of hours. You miss your mom. Your dreams, your might have been. Your thoughts, your dreams, your keys, your mystery. Your thing, your miss your mom. It's still all I have. Your dream, your life. Your mystery.
fact that these ladies were, what was your name again, Harlot?
Heathen harlots.
Heathen harlots. I'll be going to be carrying on a ritual when we finish our vigil. If before you go, you'd like to step aside and let them come to there. And if any of you would like to join in, then please feel free to stay and join in. Okay, so back to our sacred offering. Who's next? Roll up,
There was a poem over there.
Maxine. Oh, come on, love.
Light.
Oh, there's somebody with a guitar. It's Frank.
At the Crossbones, they buried women who seldom shut their legs. In washing coffins, they lifted their skirts right up above their head. Just made that up. Just I need a bit of light, actually. This is from the Southwark Mysteries by our lovely Jonathan Rose. It's only short, but I need my glasses. Sorry. I was born a goose of Southwark by the grace of Mary Overy, whose bishop gives me license to sin within the liberty. In bankside stews and taverns, you can hear me honk right daintily as I unlock the hidden door, unveil the secret history. I will dunk you in the river, sir, and then reveal my mystery. That's all I can see, sorry. Woo!
This is John's special poem, The Sewing, which again is not a call and response, but an echo. So please, when I say a line, if I remember the line, please feel free to say them back as well. Here the veil between the worlds dissolves.
Here the veil between the worlds dissolve.
The living, the dead share the brew, break the bread.
The living, the dead, share the brew, break the bread.
Ancestor souls converse and commune.
Ancestor souls converse and commune.
This Samhain night by the light of a bone white moon.
This Samhain night
By the light of a bone white moon.
2 times more. Here the veil between the worlds dissolves.
Here the veil of the
living, the dead, share the brew, break the bread.
The
living, the dead, share the brew, break the bread.
Ancestor souls converse and commune.
Ancestor souls converse and commune.
The Samhain nights by the light of a bone white moon.
This Samhain night by the light of a bone white moon.
All together. Here the veil between the worlds dissolves. The living, the dead share the brew. Ancestor souls converse and commune.
Samhain night. Moon.
Any more volunteers?
We've got a volunteer if there's time, if anyone can hear.
Nanad Borko.
Drew's got a poem. If you,
Who's got a poem?
Drew's got a poem. If we can do that, can we do that?
Right, Drew. But I think we need to save that for another night.
Okay, that's
Because
all right.
I hear you.
That's fine. That's fine.
Okay, I'm sorry. I forgot to hang Nana up. Oh, Jenny tells me I didn't forget. I've remembered just at the right time. In fact, I'm so lumpy. Jenny, will you hang Nana up for me, please? Everything I'm doing, and then coming back up again. Right, apart from Drew, any more volunteers? Madam, step forward.
Oh, hello. I just wanted to offer something. I brought some rose petals, which I got from a shop called the Jordan Valley in Edinburgh. The person who owns it is Palestinian. And the English rose, well, they're from China, the rose petals. But the rose is also a symbol of England. Just wanted to offer a thought of the conflict happening at the moment. I mean, I'm thinking of in the Jordan Valley and Palestine, Israel, but also all of the conflicts around the world where English roses, people from here we're all connected to it. So I just wanted to offer a thought, and I don't know, I don't want to say anything more. I just want to offer it and leave it here with Crossbones and sprinkle a few roses here. Thank you.
Thank you so much, sister.
Can I say something? So I learned about this beautiful ceremony and event. I learned about this beautiful ceremony and event through a women's history podcast called What's Her Name? About lost women of history. And that podcast led me to Frank Turner's podcast about the Southern geese. And I just wanted to say, as a historian and a woman who studies history and dance and performing arts and various things, that the lost women will be found eventually, and they'll never truly be lost. So we uncover them always.
To close. And if J. Crow's muse not crackle her fuse when she cockle him cruise of pottage, and if her face in hyperspace be not whited out with wattage, if we no more fixate on the form and the state that shutteth us off from infinity, false god of the head at last pronounced dead, to unveil the true human divinity. close, I would just like to say, excuse me, the live vigilers. I'd like to just speak to the Zoom vigilers. There are 3-4 those crow gifts left. If you would like me to offer them to you when we're finished, I don't know how many people you've got there, but there are gifts for you as well if you'd like to hang on after the vigil closes.
Thank you.
We've come to the end of the vigil, and we have one more ritual on our beautiful string of simple pearls that make up what we do here every night. We offer 2 blessings. One is the blessing of the cobble cross, which is a blessing that a shaman taught John Crow and said he could use here. And the last one is the goose blessing. What we do is we all get as close as ever we can to the gates. We touch the gates. If you're lucky enough to be standing right close to the gates, put your face close and feel infinity kissing your cheek. Either touch the gates or touch somebody who's touching the gates and repeat the blessings that we make. As you step forward, Jin Jen will go behind you and seal us in, the living and the dead, with the sacred offering of Jin. We honor what the poor people used to do. It's the crack of those days. Anything to take the pain away, you would imagine. So while Jenny seals us in, please feel free to come and stand as close as ever you can at the gates. Touch the gates. Touch with permission, of course, and with presumably just a little bit of decorum, ladies and gentlemen. Touch somebody who's touching the gates.
Oh, hello.
Touch for love. Squeeze in, get as close as you can. Just elbow your way in. You don't have to be too English about it. Go on, you little. Go on, shove it in. Ah, there's a space here. Look, 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 look. It's thinner at the end. There you go. You can reach now. And with me, we say, life,
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 health,
health,
happiness,
happiness,
open
open
pathways,
pathways,
life,
health,
health,
happiness,
Happy.
open pathways.
wish,
It is this
This
that we wish for ourselves,
for our
for our
friends and
families,
Friends and family.
for
all our brothers and
siblings,
goose and the crow,
for
for the goose and the
and the
crow,
crow,
all humanity.
and for
and for
all
all
humanity.
May it be so.
May it be so. Tis
It
this
is
that
this that
we
we
wish
wish
For ourselves,
for
ourselves,
ourselves, for our
for
friends
friends
and
and
family,
Family.
for all our siblings,
for all our brothers and sisters,
for the goose
for
and
the
the
goose and the
crow,
crow,
Goose and the
all
crow.
humanity.
and
and
for
for all
all
humanity.
humanity.
May it be so.
And
May it be so.
Goose, may you never be hungry.
Goose,
Goose,
may
may
you never
you never be hungry.
Goose, may you never be thirsty.
Goose, may you never
be thirsty.
May your spirit fly free.
Goose, may your spirit fly free.
So she does, everybody.
So she
So
does.
she does.
She does.
Yay.
Thank you very much, everybody. Turnout. Thank you. What a fantastic turnout. Thank you so much, everybody, for attending. Now, although sorry to throw you straight from such step into such something else. Although this hat was the gifter, it's now the taker. If anybody would like to support the MC in running the vigil with the costs, please feel free. Thank you, darling. Please feel free to dob something into the hat, into the pirate hat. If you would like to stay behind for the harlots ritual, please stay here.
Newsletter.
If you'd like to receive the newsletter, the Vigilante, which comes out once a month, which is all to do with Vigil and Crossbones and so on and so forth, please give me or Natalie your e-address. And may you never be hungry, may you never be thirsty, may your spirits fly free. Woo!
There you go. Thank you for being here, everyone. So we've got a poem because sometimes they have a speaker at the gates, but they didn't have the speaker tonight. So we weren't able to make our own offerings. So has anybody here, before we end, has anyone here got anything they would like to offer in terms of like the creative offerings or anything you'd like to say before we end? And it will be recorded here and then it will go onto the YouTube Vigil page when it goes up. So we're still having our vigil. We're still in vigil space. So I know Drew's got a poem and I've got a poem I'd like to read out actually. Has anybody else got anything? If you don't know now, but it suddenly comes over you, then do say. Are you saying anything, Rod, or are you just shivering? I'm not sure if you... Oh, you're muted. Why are you muted? Let me unmute you. Can you unmute? Yeah, there you go.
I've just got a quick one. It's a picture, but
yes.
I'll leave that until you're ready.
Oh, you could show us now if you'd like to. Would you like to do that now, or would you rather wait?
Oh, just quickly.
I'll spotlight you. There you go.
Oh, that's Nenad as I know him, Nenad Bakar. He's also known as Dr. Cat. In 2 hours' time, some flowers will be delivered in Tasmania. Oh, it'll just be to M. I won't say her name, from Dr. Cat. So he's sent 3 flowers from the grave, 3 lots.
Beautiful.
So it's almost like he's still, I don't know, the chain of kindness is still going.
Yes, beautiful. That poem that Jen read, he wrote that, didn't he? That was beautiful, beautiful, Rod.
So thank you. And that was the whole session's been amazing. So I'm going to mute myself.
Thank you. Let me remove your spotlight. Drew, do you want to do your poem?
You can do yours first if you want.
I've got a poem. My husband has written a poem which he's offered, and I've also got a poem. So I've just got to read it. I haven't read it yet. So it's called Another Day. Aware, beware. 40-yard stare, hair, awake, open, stressed, uncaressed, alone, prone to fear, scarred and scared, prepared. This journey is long on this winding road. Prepared, caught out, lost and weary, sometimes cheery, always true, always you, alone, atoned, sometimes prone, face down, lost, tired, uninspired, wired. Stay true. The path we are on is prepared for you, a path well worn, just by us true. Thank you, Fukas. Did I read it all right? Pretty close. Thank you, Fukas. Beautiful. Do you want me to do mine now, Drew, and then you do yours at the end? Right, I'll do mine. I've got a poem by a Palestinian poet called Mahmoud Darwish. It's called Think of Others. Think of others. As you prepare your breakfast, think of others. Do not forget the pigeon's food. As you conduct your wars, think of others. Do not forget those who seek peace. As you pay your water bill, think of others, those who are nursed by clouds. As you return home to your home, think of others. Do not forget the people of the camps. As you sleep and count the stars, think of others, those who have nowhere to sleep. As you liberate yourself in metaphor, think of others, those who have lost the right to speak. As you think of others far away, think of yourself. Say, if only I were a candle in the dark. Drew, would you like to share?
Yeah. Well, candles kind of come into the one. This one I was wanting to read as well. It's very, very brief. I didn't expect I would bring anything this time, but it just so happens the sun has gone into Scorpio just at 5:30 today UK time.
Okay.
And yeah, I've decided this cycle to journey with Virgen de Guadalupe, or Tonantzin Quatlatruque, as she's known to the Mexica, the goddess of the Mexica, through Scorpio month, where normally I've journeyed with her in Libra month that we've just been through. But when I did journey with her last year, I wrote this poem for Virgen de Guadalupe, and you will have seen a banner for Guadalupe at the gates when we were watching that. There's a banner which has Guadalupe on one side and Santa Muerte on the other side in her skeletal form. So they're kind of two sides of the same representation to the Mexica, I suppose, in a way. But also Guadalupe, yeah, you would have seen her usually behind or beside Jen while we were at the gates. And she's considered quite sacred to Crossbones as well. So I'm just going to light my Guadalupe candle and then read you the words I wrote for her. I am the vision of the Tilma and the audience of your prayers. I'm the healing at the end of the journey of what ails you, and I have always been there. I'm the colour in the flowers, resilience of the shroud. I'm the deepest blue of night sky, dressing my shawl without a single cloud.
Could you read it again, Drew? It's beautiful. I've actually found a picture of the gates. Shall I put the put Guadalupe up?
Yeah, go on.
I could put the picture up for you and you could just read it again because it's lovely. Okay. Just let me. There you go.
Well, hopefully you can full screen that. I don't know.
I can't. There you go. That's the best I can do.
Yeah.
There you go.
I am the vision of the Tilma and the audience of your prayers. I'm the healing at the end of the journey of what ails you, and I have always been there. I'm the colour in the flowers, resilience of the shroud. I'm the deepest blue of night sky, dressing my shawl without a single cloud.
Beautiful, thank you. Beautiful. Yeah, so the other side, as Drew said, is a picture of Santa Muerte. It's beautiful. I couldn't find it quickly enough. I was taken by surprise, but at least we saw the front of the banner. It's really lovely. I'll see if I can find a picture of Santa Muerte, the Santa Muerte banner, and put it up so people can see it. But there we go. I'm just going to check whether anyone on Facebook is saying anything to us. Somebody said, Lorraine said, thank you for streaming this beautiful vigil. And I know Andrea has been here, and several other people, Rachel, I think, and Maddie, and a few people have been here. So thank you very much for being here for the vigil, Facebook. I am going to stop live streaming on Facebook now. So let's say goodbye to Facebook. Bye, Facebook. Thank you for being here. Let's do that. There we go. And shall I stop the recording as well? Let's stop the recording.